The story of the Golden State Warriors begins long before the modern NBA fans started cheering for three-pointers and fast-paced basketball. Their roots trace back to 1946, when professional basketball was still trying to find its identity in the United States. Originally known as the Philadelphia Warriors, the team was one of the founding members of the Basketball Association of America, which would later merge with the National Basketball League to form what we know today as the NBA. The franchise's first owner, Peter A. Tyrrell, named the team after the old Philadelphia Warriors that played in the American Basketball League in the 1920s. From the very start, the team carried a proud and fierce identity, symbolized by the Native American warrior logo and a spirit of competition that would eventually define decades of triumphs and heartbreaks. In 1947, during the league's very first season, the Warriors set the tone for what kind of franchise they could be. Led by the great Joe Fulks, an early pioneer of jump shooting and offensive innovation, the Warriors captured the very first BAA championship. Fulks' scoring style was revolutionary for his time. His ability to shoot from distance and create shots off the dribble was almost unheard of in the late 1940s. His performance helped the Warriors defeat the Chicago Stags in 5 games, giving them their first championship. It was a golden start, though few could have predicted the long and winding road the franchise would travel over the next 70 years. Through the 1950s, the Philadelphia Warriors remained a competitive team. Paul Arizin, a hometown star, became one of the league's first truly great scorers, known for his textbook jump shot and scoring consistency. With Arizin and Neil Johnston, the Warriors captured another championship in 1956. The team seemed destined for greatness, but basketball was rapidly evolving, and so was America's sports landscape. In 1959, a towering rookie named Wilt Chamberlain joined the Warriors. Standing 7 feet 1 inch and possessing unmatched athleticism, Chamberlain changed basketball forever. He scored 100 points in a single game in 1962, a record that still stands, and averaged over 50 points per game that season, a number so unbelievable it feels like a myth. Despite Chamberlain's individual brilliance, the Warriors struggled to convert his dominance into championships. By 1962, the franchise decided to relocate, seeking better financial opportunities and new markets. The team moved west, becoming the San Francisco Warriors. The early years in California were turbulent. The move was bold, a symbol of a franchise willing to reinvent itself, but winning did not come easily. The San Francisco Warriors played their home games at the Cow Palace and later at the San Francisco Civic Auditorium, bringing professional basketball to a region still learning to love the game. In 1964, with Chamberlain still dominating, they reached the NBA Finals but lost to the Boston Celtics. When the 2013 season ended, the Warriors had finally caught the league's attention. Stephen Curry had proven himself as one of the most electrifying shooters in the game, and Klay Thompson was emerging as a perfect partner beside him, calm, unselfish, and deadly accurate from beyond the arc. The duo's chemistry was effortless. Their synchronized movement and mutual understanding created something beautiful and efficient. Every shot they took, every play they ran, seemed to inspire belief that something historic was brewing in Oakland. The fans who had suffered for decades could feel the energy changing. The days of mediocrity were over, the Golden State Warriors were stepping into greatness. The team's rise was not overnight, but by 2014, the Warriors were one of the league's most exciting young squads. However, the front office believed they needed a change to reach the next level. Mark Jackson had helped restore confidence and culture, but internal friction and a lack of offensive creativity held the team back. After much debate, the Warriors made a bold decision. They parted ways with Jackson and hired Steve Kerr, a former NBA player and broadcaster with no prior head coaching experience. It was a risky move, but one that would transform the franchise forever. Kerr brought a new philosophy rooted in teamwork, ball movement, spacing, and trust. He believed that unselfish basketball was not just effective, it was joyful. He wanted his players to share the ball, to play freely, to move without hesitation. His system blended elements from Greg Popovich's Spurs and Phil Jackson's triangle offense, both of whom Kerr had played under. He empowered his stars but also elevated the role players, making every man on the roster feel important. The result was instant magic. The 2014-15 season marked the birth of a dynasty. Stephen Curry blossomed into the league's most dominant offensive force, not through physicality or size but through artistry. His handles were mesmerizing, his confidence boundless, and his shooting range unlike anything basketball had ever seen. He pulled up from 30 feet as if it were a free throw, smiling as the ball swished through the net. Klay Thompson complemented him perfectly, quiet, composed, and devastatingly efficient. On January 23, 2015, Thompson delivered one of the greatest single-quarter performances in NBA history, scoring 37 points in the third quarter against the Sacramento Kings, a record that still feels unreal. The Splash Brothers had become legends. But the Warriors' greatness was not just about shooting. Draymond Green, the fiery forward from Michigan State, brought energy, defense, and leadership. He could guard all 5 positions, run the offense, and inspire his teammates with unmatched intensity. Andre Iguodala, the veteran swingman, brought stability and defense, while Andrew Bogut anchored the paint. The chemistry was pure and powerful, a team that played selflessly, defended fiercely, and trusted. When the dust settled after the 2019 finals, the Golden State Warriors stood at a crossroads that few dynasties survive. The once unstoppable empire had been broken by injury, exhaustion, and the inevitable passage of time. Kevin Durant's departure marked the end of an era. Klay Thompson faced months of recovery from a torn ACL, and Stephen Curry, the face of the franchise, entered a new season without many of the teammates who had helped him reach the mountaintop. Oracle Arena, their beloved fortress, had hosted its last game. The team now moved across the bay into the gleaming Chase Center in San Francisco. For the first time in years, uncertainty surrounded the Warriors. The 2019-20 season was supposed to be a transition year, but few expected how brutal it would be. Curry fractured his hand early in the season, missing months of action. Draymond Green battled injuries of his own, and Klay remained sidelined, watching from the bench as his team stumbled. The Warriors finished with one of the worst records in the league, a shocking fall from grace for a franchise that had dominated the NBA just a season before. Yet even in the darkness, there was purpose. Bob Myers and Steve Kerr used the time to evaluate, to rebuild patiently, and to teach younger players the culture that had made Golden State special: selflessness, joy, and resilience. During that rough stretch, a new spark began to emerge in the form of rookie guard Jordan Poole, whose fearlessness and work ethic caught the attention of coaches. The team also acquired Andrew Wiggins from Minnesota, a talented but often criticized player who found in Golden State the structure and encouragement he had long needed. Behind the scenes, the Warriors were laying the groundwork for a second chapter, a quieter rebuild powered by belief rather than hype. Then came 2020, the year of global uncertainty. The pandemic shut down arenas, silenced crowds, and changed the rhythm of sports around the world. For a team like the Warriors, whose identity thrived on energy and noise, the silence was heavy. Yet in that silence, something was growing: hunger. Curry returned healthy and stronger than ever, his hand fully healed, his focus sharpened. He spent countless hours in the gym, driven not by fame but by the desire to prove that the Warriors' story wasn't over. The 2020-21 season became the stage for Curry's renaissance. He played some of the best basketball of his career, averaging over 32 points per game and reminding everyone why he had changed the sport. His shooting displays were pure poetry: impossible angles, lightning-quick releases, and a sense of rhythm that defied logic. Even though the Warriors missed the playoffs after falling in the play-in tournament, fans could see that the foundation was back. Curry was still the heart, Draymond the soul, and Klay Thompson, though still recovering, remained the hope that tied everything together. When the 2021-22 season began, the energy felt different.